It's the highest and most prestigious award the U.S. military can give. It signifies courage, strength, and the selflessness to put duty and the life of others before your own. For decades, Korean War veteran Fred B. McGee's family has been fighting to get their hero the Medal of Honor he was promised, but he didn't receive it. They've made progress, so much so that the decision now sits with the president. I was fortunate enough to hear Mr. Fred's story in 2019. He's since passed away, but his family says awarding him that Medal of Honor would mean his legacy will live on beyond his loved ones.
No, I don't pray, but I just, the necessity, you gotta stay alive.
Until the day he passed away, Korean War veteran Fred B. McGee insisted that he wasn't a hero. But in the eyes of his family, friends, and now Congress, he was.
My grandfather, it's like the most amazing person I know.
Brandy Jones says her pap didn't talk about his service much with his family until the late 2000s. It was then she learned that the man she looked up to was indeed a true hero. During his time in Korea, Army Corporal Fred B. McGee had several close brushes with death. Each one came while putting others ahead of himself. McGee was forced to take command after his squad leader was wounded and exposed himself to dangerous gun and mortar fire multiple times to get injured men to safety.
He got hit, he got hit with something in his arm, a mortar shell or something, just tore the side of his leg out. And he was walking along crying, hollering. And then the guy come, another soldier come along, he had a piece of shrapnel in here. And so we got between them and helped him back to the line where we started out at.
For his bravery, McGee received the Silver Star, 2 Purple Hearts, and numerous other accolades. He was promised the Medal of Honor by his superiors, but never received it.
And even my grandfather himself in the 50s, when he came home from Korea, and he himself went to his policymakers and said, I was supposed to have the Medal of Honor per my command, and then he never saw anything come of that. So even from his original efforts in the 50s through today in 2009, when he first started speaking, through 2023, we've all been carrying this, hoping, and we're so close.
Through the years, his family has kept up the fight, campaigning for decades and speaking with multiple lawmakers to recognize their hero. Last year, with the help of Ohio Congressman Bill Johnson, McGee's medal was approved by Congress.
See, anytime a Medal of Honor upgrade is recommended, if it's been more than 5 years since the combat experience that the individual had that would result in the award of the medal, the president needs congressional approval to be able to backdate beyond 5 years.
Now the congressman says it's all up to President Joe Biden.
Fred McGee's medal is sitting at the White House waiting for the president to make his decision. The Secretary of the Army, the Secretary of Defense have all said, we agree Fred McGee should have been awarded the Medal of Honor. Mr. President, please sign this off. We're waiting on the president.
It feels like a waiting game for McGee's family. They've allowed themselves to hope for the day when they can proudly say Fred B. McGee will be immortalized in history as a Medal of Honor recipient.
We will all feel so proud to know that he is being honored for his valor.
We did ask Congressman Johnson if there's anything the public can do to catch the president's attention and move this process along. He said write a letter to the White House. The more people who spread the word about Mr. Fred, the more attention this cause gets. If you want to show your support, we can show you how to do so at WTRF.com.